I know. You're wondering why the heck I'm talking about flow in the context of stroke recovery. Or maybe you're just wondering what flow actually is. Well, let me explain. A simple definition of getting in a flow state or getting in flow means that you become so engrossed in an activity that you lose track of time or even your sense of self. And while there haven't been a lot of studies looking at using flow in rehab, anecdotally, I have seen a good benefit from someone in treatment getting in a flow state. You can think of using flow in rehab sort of like the next step in task-specific training, which if you've never heard of before, you can check out this video for details. Why does flow matter in stroke recovery? Flow theory was first written about in 1975 by a person with this last name when they wrote a paper about it. There has been quite a bit of research since then, but in fields like athletes, software engineers, chess players, and surgeons. But I think that we can still take away some things from that research and apply it to rehab. It's been shown that achieving a flow state can actually help improve motivation, performance, and positivity. It has to do specifically with the changes in the brain that occur during a flow state that really matter in stroke recovery. And here are a few of those changes. We see suppression of the part of our brain that thinks about ourselves. Think like anxiety, worrying about the future, or worrying about our performance. Flow also helps to dampen the area of the brain that produces negative thoughts, and it increases the activity in our reward centers. We can also see changes in neurotransmitters, or the chemical signals that our brain cells use to communicate with each other. We see an increased release of endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, which help us to feel happier and improve our performance. They can actually help to improve muscle reaction times, attention, and problem solving. All things that many survivors are trying to improve after a stroke. How do we get in flow? There are a few things to remember when you're trying to get into a flow state. Try to find a just right challenge. This is probably the most important thing to getting in flow. If you pick something that's too easy, you're likely going to be bored. But if you pick something that's too hard, you may get frustrated and want to give up. Now, I know this can be especially hard to do as you're recovering from a stroke, but you can try to find ways to modify different activities to make sure it's a just right challenge for you. Focus on one activity at a time. Don't try to multitask. Pick one activity and put your full attention into it. Pick something that you enjoy. Flow is experienced when we engage in things that make us happy. Try something new or old that you think you would like to do. Decrease distractions. Getting into flow can be really hard if you're feeling distracted by animals, noises, or other people. Try sitting in a quiet space, or put some noise-canceling headphones on, or maybe throw on some calming music while you try to get into flow. And don't force it. If you try an activity for 10 minutes and you just can't get in the zone, don't push through. You may just need to take a break and come back to it later. What does flow feel like? When you're in a flow state, you should feel completely lost in the activity. It may seem like time speeds up or even slows down. The activity should feel really rewarding and like it's a perfect challenge, not too hard and not too easy. You should feel like you're in control of the situation and that there are clear goals that you're working towards. Now, many of you may already be thinking of and picturing things that get you in that flow state. But if you're having trouble kind of picturing what that looks like, let me give you an example. So I really enjoy embroidering. And when I'm embroidering, I feel like I'm just completely lost in it. I'm not thinking about tomorrow. I'm not worrying about deadlines. I'm just in it. And it feels just right when I have some new stitches to include that I don't know very well. But then many of the stitches that I've learned before I'm including. I'm thinking about the next stitch and then the next one. I get clear feedback, so if I make a stitch incorrectly, I can go back and fix it. Those things just feel automatic, and I don't really have to consciously think about my actions. I do feel that altered perception of time where it slows down and it's just going at my pace. It's incredibly rewarding because I'm making something. And for you, it may be playing a game with friends, working out, cooking, reading, or even making something with your hands. All right, everyone, that's it for today. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what are some things that get you into flow state or how flow has improved your recovery. And as always, I'm gonna leave a link down in the description if you'd like to sign up for the email list, which gets you free stroke recovery tips and motivational emails, as well as a free copy of my ebook, The Stroke Recovery Pocket Guide. And if you're able and you find value in what we do here at Post Stroke, please consider donating either via our PayPal for a one-time donation or by becoming a Patreon member, where in exchange for a monthly donation, you get access to cool perks like social media shoutouts, behind the scenes footage, and even YouTube shoutouts, of which I have one today. Thank you so much, Doug C., for your continued contribution through Patreon. We cannot do what we do without you. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.